So in this video we will implement this nice calculator. So this is not a basic calculator. We are using this for to calculate the final bill value when we apply the tip percentage, right? For example, if you add 5000 worth of food, then after think there is a tip of around 12%, then when you click the generate button, it will generate the entire bill based on the tip value, right? So we'll implement this one. So here I'm using one HTML file for the HTML, one file for the CSS, and one separate file for the JavaScript, right? I'm going to create one HTML file here for the HTML content, index.html, one file for the CSS, style.css, one file for the JavaScript.js, right? So first we'll add the HTML content. I'm going to generate boilerplate code by typing asterisk tab keyword. Then page title will be tip calculator. Right, so we'll add one division. Inside this division I'm going to add that improved field also. Class will be container. So inside this container we'll add one h1 tag with the name tip calculator. There will be a paragraph. So give bill amount to, and we need tip percentage, right? And tip percentage calculate final bill value. Okay, so then now we'll add input field. I'm going to create a label. So this label is for the bill amount. Then there will be input field with the ID bill, and type will be a number for this input field. We are taking a number input. Then now I'm going to add the label. This one is for tip value. Tip percentage, and input ID will be tip, and again type will be a number, right? So we are taking number input. So after that I'm going to add the button. ID will be generate the bill. We'll add the text generate. So finally we'll add a label for total value. Total bill will calculate and show it inside this span element using ID total, right? Alright, so I'm going to connect my script file. The script src will be ./script.js. We'll open this inside the live server. Right, so tip calculator give bill amount and tip percentage to calculate the final bill value. I'm going to add a breakpoint between these two input field and this button, right? So we'll add one break keyword here, another break keyword here, so another one after this button. Okay, now we have separate this content into separate line. Now we can add CSS style. I'm going to connect my CSS style sheet in the head section, which is style.css file. So we'll add our style in this file, right? So by default for the root element I'm going to give box sizing into border box. Then after for the body, background color will be, we'll use Azure color. Then after font family will be, I'm going to use as a Lucida Sans. You can see we have this follow-up font, right? So for example, in your browser, if this font is not available, it will check for this one. If this one is not available, like that, finally we are adding most common font type which will be available in every browser. So we have container class. Background color will be white for the container. That means calculate max width. I'm going to use as 70%, and margin top and bottom will be 100 px. Left and right will be auto. Will align this automatically into the center. Now you can see it has aligned into the center. So padding will be 20 px from the outside. Then after we'll add shadow. Box shadow will be 0, 4 px, 10 px, RGBA color 0.3. Then border radius will be 10 px. Let's see. Okay, it's somewhat okay, right? We have this shadow, then after we have border radius also. So we have h1 tag, that means our heading. Margin from the top will be 0 for the h1. Text align also will be center. Then now we have input field. For this one, padding will be 10 px. Margin will be again 10 px 0. So I'm going to give a border for input field 1 px, solid gray color we will use. Okay, and we will give border radius for this one also as a 5 px for the input field, and width will be 100%. Now you can see 100% input field with the border radius 5 and background border color is ash gray, right? Okay, let's add the style for this button, and after finally for this span element, right? For the button, I'm going to use button element. Background color will be aquamarine. Then after font color will be black. Padding will be 10 px outside. There will be no border for this button. Then after cursor, I'm going to make as a pointer. Width will be 100%. Font weight bold, right? So we'll convert this into uppercase letters. And we will add border radius for the button 10 px, and when you hover over, on that time background color will be aqua. Okay, now I'm going to hover over. You can see background color is changing, right? So we'll add some transition effect because these effects are taking immediately. I'm going to add some delay. Transition over 0.3 second linear. You can see there is some delay, right? For the total span element, font weight will be bold, and font size I'm going to give as a 25 px, and margin from the top will be 10 px. Okay, so now you can end our bill amount 10,000. Percentage will be 10. When I press generate button, on that time it need to show the total bill value here, right? So for this we will use JavaScript. I already connected my file here. So we'll add this style. Constant button element will be document.get element by id. Generate button. We have build input element. Build element will be tip element will be document dot okay. So I got all the input field and output field id. So here you can see generate is our button id, then after two input field ids bill and tip, finally we have id for this span element, right? Okay, we'll write one function with the name calculate. Build value will be build element dot value, whichever value you enter will capture that one. Then constant tip value will be tip element dot value. Constant total value will be bill value multiply into 1 plus tip value divided by 100. For example, if it is 10%, then we are multiplying our original bill value by 1.10. So final total element dot inner text will be total value dot to fix to decimal place. Okay, finally we'll add the event. So button element dot add event listener. When you click this button, on that time we will call this calculate function. Okay, let's see this one in the browser. I'm going to enter value 1000 with the 10%, 12%. You can see we have successfully got the total bill amount, right? For example, if I enter 5,500 with again 4% bill percentage, tip percentage, then 520 will be total answer, right? So for this we use this small JavaScript code and this CSS code, and finally this HTML code. So I will share this file as a GitHub link on the description. You can download, and we will meet with the new web mini project.